So here we go. We're back at it. We're in Salon, and we just got to know more about what's going on out there. We don't know nearly enough. But we are not gonna just slink off and settle into that ignorance. Let's get in there. Right. Maybe down here. We need to learn more about this virus. So let's start here. Submicroscopic infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cells of an organism. Wow. Can infect all types of life forms, animals and plants to microorganisms, including bacteria and archaea. Wow. Wow. First discovered on tobacco plants. Interesting. Tobacco mosaic virus. What? Goodness. Wow. Tobacco plants. Mosaic like modeling. That's not what we're looking for. Let's see, there's gotta be a picture of it. Hmm. Very interesting. Yeah, not all of it is green. Okay. This is on an orchid. Other plants. It infects. Same family. All right. So, found in almost every ecosystem on Earth. 6,000 virus species have been described in detail. And there are millions of types believed, at least. Wow. How do we not know? If there's a million, and there says there's millions, but let's say there's a million, we should already know like 600,000 of those. I do not get what's going on. This is just too bad. We only know 6,000, 1/100th of what I would hope for. We need to churn out the virus, the virologists. We need to get them out there. We need to get people discussing this kind of stuff and researching in labs. Okay, so when infected, a host cell is forced to rapidly produce thousands of identical copies of the original virus. When not inside an infected cell, it can exist in the form of an independent particle or virion. It's got genetic material, long molecules of DNA or RNA that encode the structure of the proteins, a protein coat, the capsid, and an outside envelope of lipids. Okay. Wow. Could have evolved from some sort of plasmid. So it's like as life, with its DNA, somehow it just replicated it. It was a thing that replicated it, and it created the same of itself. And and plasmids, little pieces of DNA that can move between cells. Maybe one of them, it was just inevitable that this strand of DNA inside of the cell was moving around and it became a DNA that copies itself. And it's just the same life process. It's like there's life within life now. And now we have virus. Oof, that just does not sound good. I can't believe that this is real. This is too much to handle. Too much. It says others may have evolved from bacteria. Okay. Horizontal gene transfer. Some people say they're alive because they carry genetic material, reproduce, and evolve through natural selection. But they lack key characteristics such as cell structure that are generally considered necessary to count as life. Bizarre. Why? Organisms at the edge of life, otherwise known as replicators. Spread in many ways. Plant to plant by insects that feed on plant sap, such as aphids. Blood-sucking insects. Coughing and sneezing. Fecal oral route. Hand to mouth contact. Less than 100 particles of norovirus will produce an infection in a human. Wow. The host range. Humans can be in the host range of some of the viruses. Not all of them, but some of them. Narrow or broad host range. You got to produce and provoke an immune response. Eliminates the infecting virus. Can be produced by vaccines. Some viruses, though, like AIDS, HPV, and viral hepatitis, evade these immune responses and result in chronic infections. But antiviral drugs have been developed. Virus referring to poison. So virus like a poison. Oof. Oof. Very interesting. Rabies. What? Rabies causes inflammation of the brain in humans and other mammals. Once symptoms appear, the result is nearly always death. Contracting the disease and the start of symptoms 1 to 3 months. Dogs. It's just some of the amazing things. It's like animal control and vaccination programs have helped a lot to keep the rabies down in like what people describe as the developed world. Just can't get over that. It's usually like 1 to 3 months, but it can be up to a year and as little as a week. So if you get bit, you're like, did the dog have rabies? You're like, I don't know. And it's like, well, you just gotta wait. It's just a waiting game. You can wait anywhere from a week to a year, and you still are not really out of it clear. That's nuts. 17,400 people died worldwide in 2015. Okay. Oof. Okay, no good. Fear of water? 6 years. Person also may have a fear of water. Wow. Delirium and coma. Death usually occurs 2 to 10 days after first symptoms. What? If you get rabies, you're just... Oh. Wow, reading all about this. Hydrophobia. Goodness, this is just awful, awful. This is so awful. So it comes from a bat, potentially. Gotta stay away from the bats a little bit, you know, like, The fact that they have virus often, or maybe that's who knows, but the fact that they have virus for sure, some of them is should be kind of maybe put into the mythology a little bit better. Okay, so transmission, birds. Birds are asymptomatic. Ah, so it's only mammals. Wow. Cold-blooded vertebrates. It's just too bad. Nerves and saliva. Although it is theoretically possible for rabies-infected humans to transmit it to others by biting or otherwise, no such cases have ever been documented since infected humans are usually hospitalized and necessary precautions taken. Wow, okay, so we learned a lot, and here's what we need to get next. Oh, God.
In the United States, 4.5 million people are bitten by animals each year, and animal bites are among the top 5 reasons why children are taken to emergency rooms. Rabies is primarily a disease of children because they are most often the ones that get bitten due to their lack of understanding about how to act around animals. Most young children do not know what rabies is and therefore are unaware that animals can transmit this disease. Many times, children that were nipped or scratched by a potentially rabid animal may not tell their parents. Educating our children about rabies and how to treat animals is an important first step to help keep them safe. Teach your child to stay away from pets they are not familiar with and not to go near wild animals. Be sure to keep pets in an enclosed environment when children are around. If a bite does occur, wash the wound with soap and water and seek medical attention immediately. If caught early enough, post-exposure prophylaxis, which includes thoroughly washing the entire wound, injecting rabies immune globulin into the wound area, and a series of 4 or 5 injections of vaccine in the upper arm, will prevent rabies.
Wow.
To help
Yes.
prevent rabies, be sure to spay and neuter pets so they're less likely to wander and come into contact with wildlife and other unvaccinated stray animals. By keeping our pets vaccinated against rabies and educating our children about how to respect and treat the animals in their lives, and by letting them know what to do if they are bitten, we can protect ourselves and our families against rabies, the deadliest disease known to mankind.
Wow.
Against rabies, the death to do if they are bitten. We can protect ourselves and our families against rabies, the deadliest disease known to mankind.
Wow, there was like a little blink there at the end that told me that he knew. That's not what I came here though. For I was looking for. Oh my God. Is that a person with rabies? Doesn't look nice. Oh God. Okay.
Rabies is one of the most terrifying diseases known to humans. And if the symptoms develop, you need medical attention or you're going to die.
Bro.
In 1955, this man was attacked by a rabid wolf. The medical team at the Pasteur Institute in Iran filmed the progression of his disease.
This man developed symptoms of rabies. He displays a characteristic restlessness and agitation. caution against the convulsions which commonly occur in rabies, the patient is secured hand and foot.
My God.
The most familiar clinical symptom of rabies is associated with difficulty in swallowing. When fluid comes in contact with the throat, it is violently expelled, at the same time producing painful, spasmodic muscular contractions.
The medical team could do nothing but document this man's rabies. Within 5 days, he was dead.
The problem with rabies is that, unlike most diseases which Mother Nature is merciful, in which you lapse into coma or are obtunded, with rabies, as you're dying, you are intermittently fully coherent, and you can fully express verbally to your family how scared you are, how awful it is, and how you know you're going to die. So for that reason, it's really, really feared.
The thing about rabies is that it affects the nervous system. So it affects the brain, the spinal cord, the thinking parts of a mammal. And it doesn't just randomly wreck those thinking parts, it changes them in a specific way to help the virus succeed. Western medicine has made a lot of progress in fighting rabies. In fact, if you get rabies from an animal, there will be several weeks before you get symptoms, and there's still time in there for medicine to work. But once those symptoms develop, that virus has made its way into your brain, and at that point, medicine may not be able to help you at all.
Sit for a moment on that. No good. That was no good. All right, let's do one cat, one dog. And let's keep it.
This supposedly is a cat that was fairly nice, fairly normal. Carrier.
Or anything on the camera?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. This one. Let's just take a quick look at this one.
My brother just came over and he discovered this poor
Right on.
raccoon here in the
Consent.
neighborhood.
That's
We
called
have a lot
consent.
of
We love it.
raccoons in the neighborhood. This poor fella's just completely out of his mind. I suppose he must have rabies, but he's very healthy looking otherwise. What's the matter with you, fella? What's wrong? Poor thing. What's wrong with you? Did you get into some poison, or... I'm sorry. Sorry you're having trouble. I mean, he is just flat out. He's doing circles over here. He's drooling a lot. I don't know. I don't know whether he just kind of lost control of his motor skills. I mean, he's really healthy looking. He's got a beautiful coat on it. Sad to see. He's not old, he's very young. He is just losing so much. He's drooling like a faucet running. Gonna be completely dehydrated. That's rabies, though. Ooh, he's getting tough now. He's getting tough now. He's intimidating. You can see right there on the... He's definitely foaming at the mouth, as they say. I think the other name for rabies is hydrocephalus. But he is so pitifully weak, he's not even really a threat to anything.
Not anymore, he's not.
I just let him kind of play out the rest of his life on oh, poor thing.
There's his buddy up there on the, right over here.
Where?
This might be the mom. He just ran up on the...
Oh, okay.
We need to keep them away. They're babies, Miller.
Oh my goodness.
Crap.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a mother, do you?
Yeah.
Poor. They're old enough though. They're old enough to fend for themselves.
Think so?
Yeah.
Well, their mom's dying of rabies, though.
These little...
Just want them to get rabies going here.
Well, I think they would have. They either already have it. I don't even think she has the strength to bite anything. She's just about gone.
Yeah, that might be her last little death throw there.
Could she really be gone just like that?
Yeah.
Please let it be.
Thank the Lord.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Amen.
You can see just a little bit more. See that little heartbeat right there? She just doesn't have enough left in her to go any further.
She's dying.
Then she jumps up and grabs me around the neck. Oh, poor thing.
Oh, that's her death throw.
Poor thing.
Oh, gosh, you're videotaping this. This is horrid. Death.
She's on. Look, see how her gut is getting drawn in.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder how she got rabies.
The saddest fucking thing, dude.
Go, go, go.
I like to smash her skull right now. Just a second.
There she's going. I mean, she can't come back from that, going that far.
Wow, I can't believe she shot that.
That was perfect. There you go.
You gonna hold the backyard?
Yeah, we will in a little bit. Let's watch and see if the babies come over and...
Walking around barefoot. Nice spot though. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, like, obviously it's somewhere kind of in the, as they say, the American South. Could be, I mean, it could be just anywhere. I don't even think I could begin to try and name it, but if I was gonna guess, I want to guess something. There was not enough to go on in there. I'm gonna guess, like, maybe, I mean, it's just, who can say where this is? Every southern state I think about. And it could be any of them. It could be like North Carolina, maybe. But I feel like that accent's not really the. There's many different North Carolina accents, but I feel like that's not one of them. But I don't want to say. I don't feel like it's not Georgia. I'm gonna say. I mean, part of me wanted to say Louisiana just because I wanted to say Texas, but I was like, it's not Texas. But then I was thinking maybe Arkansas. Part of me was gonna say Tennessee. I mean, you see, but let's see. Maybe they post it. No shoes. This is amazing. Wow, this is great. Oh, I mean, I would read it, but read it aloud. But first and second, can we agree that the person is a male consumer of alcohol? Just going with male, you know, but it does seem to be pretty. It usually seems to be what happens. Primary purpose to worship. Worship the Creator. Don't reject the Creator. And it just redirects onto something addictive and self-destructive. Love it. Billy. Love it, Billy. Where you at? Love it. That's Billy, I think, right here. We got a great wedding going, but where are you from? Just trying to figure out where you're at, Billy. Where are you at? Tampa Bay? Maybe. Maybe Tampa Bay, but maybe.
Hi, I'm Peter Koth, a preventable disease that if you get medical attention as soon as medical intervention is...
What does that mean? To wake that up, have problems with prevention.
Medical treatment is ineffective. Rabies conditions will so alone that have rabies usually stop eating and drinking and may seem to want to be left alone. Early signs may include a change in the tone of the animal's voice because the rabies virus infects the voice box, chewing at the site.
Okay. Is that all we want to go? I mean, where we've been trying to go to is we've been trying to get to the point it's like now it's like you're not sure what to think, you know, is the virus out there, is it not out there? It's because nobody around you is getting it, you know, and you just got that feeling of like, oh, well, now I can just relax or whatever, but you know, you really shouldn't and you can't. And it's because of stuff like this. And rabies is only going to be transferred like with like person to person, not person to person, but like animal to person almost generally, and or animal to animal, and like it's gonna, but it's like contact. It's not aspirated. So it seems like the primary vector of transmission is that it gets into your blood somehow through a bite or so yeah. Wow. Well, where we're trying to get to is we're trying to get to like, are people dying from coronavirus? It's like they say there's 100,000. It's like, what does that mean? You know, 100,000 is 1/10 of a million, and there are 300 million. So it's 1/3000th of the population. Well, we have 330 million. Well, so we have 100,000 divided by 330 million. So it is 3. This is a tenth. This is 100th. This is 1,000. So this is 3/10,000ths. So 100,000 is not much. One 3,300. Wow. Okay. Let's get through this here. Louis Pasteur was like, what's going on with rabies? Maybe it's something like a virus. And tobacco, this guy, Russian guy, 1892, saying, oh, it's got to be... ...1931, they got the first images. Not a computer virus. Let's get on with it. Second half of the 20th century. Okay, so there's some things might have come from things inside of a rogue part of a cell that went changed things. We also got, is it alive? What about structures? Okay. Well, DNA viruses, RNA viruses, reverse transcription viruses. Okay. Up here in the realm, they're called viruses. Wow. Common cold. You get a virus. That is no good. Influenza, chicken pox, cold sores. Just want to check. Epidemiology, transmission control of virus infections in humans. That's what epidemiology is. The transmission and control of virus infections in humans. Love it. Epidemiology. Wow. Wow. Referring to the coronavirus in Wuhan, China. Very recent citation in the present. Unprecedented restrictions placed on travel, curfews imposed. Some viruses cause cancer. That sounds no good. To get cancer somewhere? Prevention and treatment, vaccines, and antiviral drugs. That's what we got. It can be in other animals. It can be in plants. The wild model virus. This doesn't look good. Bless all the agriculturalists and the scientists who are working in agriculture and just botany more broadly, but really all the biologists. All right. Okay. There's still so much to get through. I do want to just kind of like weapons. That, and then it's just references after weapons. All right.